rise together hand in hand, building hope across the land. Truth and justice lead the way. A brighter Nigeria starts today. Let's repair Nigeria. Together we will stand.
Welcome to Let's Repair Nigeria, a program from Atayese Media, where we examine contemporary issues affecting our nation, compare them with what should exist in a truly democratic society, and explore practical ways to repair Nigeria for the benefit of every citizen. I am Dr. Adeolu Olusodo. Today's topic is all fair in politics, winning at all costs or serving the people? There is a popular saying that all is fair in politics. It is a phrase we hear so often that many people have come to accept it as truth. But is it really true? Does entering politics mean anything is acceptable as long as you win? Can lies become acceptable because they produce electoral victory? Can intimidation become acceptable because it secures power? Can corruption be justified because it delivers political success? These are important questions because the answers determine the kind of nation we build. What is politics really about? At its best, politics is simply the process through which people choose leaders, make collective decisions, and organize society for the common good. Politics should never be viewed as warfare. Neither should it be treated as a business where the only objective is profit. Politics is public service. It is about improving lives. It is about solving problems. It is about creating opportunities for citizens to thrive. When politics loses this purpose, democracy begins to suffer. Competition is normal. Democracy encourages competition. Different political parties should present different ideas. Candidates should persuade voters. Manifestos should be debated. Policies should be compared. Citizens should have genuine choices. Competition itself is not the problem. In fact, healthy competition often produces better leaders and better ideas. The problem begins when the desire to win becomes more important than serving the people. What is fair in politics? There are many political practices that strengthen democracy. Presenting a clear vision for the future, explaining your policies honestly, campaigning vigorously while respecting the law, building alliances with others who share similar goals, participating in debates and answering difficult questions, criticizing opponents based on facts and their public record rather than personal insults, accepting defeat graciously when voters choose someone else. These actions strengthen democracy because they respect both the voters and the electoral process. What is not fair? Unfortunately, politics sometimes takes a darker path, like we have seen in Nigeria. Vote buying, vote rigging, intimidating voters, using violence to silence opponents, spreading false information to deceive the public, using public money or government institutions for partisan purposes, abusing public office to gain unfair political advantage. These actions may produce temporary victories, but they damage democracy. When election loses credibility, citizens lose confidence. When citizens lose confidence, participation declines. When participation declines, democracy becomes weaker. The cost of winning at all costs. Winning an election should never be the highest goal. Serving the people should be. History has shown that leaders who gain power through manipulation often struggle to govern effectively because trust has already been damaged. A government built on deception finds it difficult to inspire confidence. A government built on intimidation often governs through fear rather than service. But a government elected through a credible process begins its work with public trust. Trust is one of the greatest assets any government can possess. What are the responsibilities of political parties? Political parties must understand that democracy is bigger than any individual or organization. They should recruit candidates of integrity. They should educate members about the democratic values. Internal party elections should be transparent. Disagreements should be resolved peacefully. Parties should compete with ideas instead of insults. Strong political parties help build strong democracies. What is the responsibility of candidates? Every candidate should ask one important question before seeking office: why do I want to lead? If the answer is personal enrichment, political revenge, or the pursuit of power for its own sake, then leadership has already failed before it begins. Leadership should be driven by service. It should be driven by compassion. It should be driven by the desire to improve society. Winning should never become more important than doing what is right. What is the responsibility of citizens? Citizens also influence the quality of politics. When voters accept money in exchange for votes, they weaken their own voice. When citizens spread false information without verification, they contribute to confusion. When political supporters insult or attack others simply because they hold different opinions, democracy suffers. A mature democracy requires mature citizens. We should evaluate candidates based on character, competence, integrity, and vision. We should ask questions. We should demand debates. We should study manifestos. And after elections, we should continue holding leaders accountable. Democracy does not end at the ballot box. The responsibility of the media. The media has a special purpose, special responsibility during elections. Journalists should verify information before publishing it. They should provide balanced coverage. They should expose wrongdoing regardless of who is involved. A free and responsible press protects democracy by helping citizens make informed decisions. What can we do to repair Nigeria? Repairing Nigeria begins with changing how we think about politics. Politics should not divide families permanently. It should not turn neighbors into enemies. It should not encourage violence or hatred. Politics should become a platform for solving problems. Imagine a Nigeria where elections are won because of ideas instead of intimidation. Imagine political campaigns focused on education, healthcare, security, jobs, and economic growth rather than personal attacks. Imagine leaders who celebrate victory with humility and accept defeat with dignity. That is the democracy Nigerians deserve. And it is possible if we all insist on fairness, integrity, and respect for the rule of law. Our conclusion today: politics is necessary. Democracy is precious. Neither can survive without integrity. Winning an election is important, but winning the trust of the people is even more important. Power gained without integrity is temporary. Leadership built on service leaves a lasting legacy. As Nigerians, let us reject the dangerous belief that anything goes in politics. Instead, let us embrace a higher standard, a standard where elections are free and fair, where truth matters, where laws are respected, where public office is seen as a sacred trust, and where leadership is measured not by how power was won, but by how faithfully it is used to improve the lives of the people. Thank you for listening. Join me again on the next episode of Let's Repair Nigeria, where we continue to examine today's realities, compare them with the ideals of a true democracy, and offer practical solutions for rebuilding our nation. Until then,
Rise together.